Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to talk about the sources of adversity. Isaiah 45:5-10. Have you ever wondered why God allows painful situations in your life? To our way of thinking, it simply doesn't fit with His role as a loving Heavenly Father. In order to understand what's really going on, let's consider the possible sources of adversity. Number 1, a fallen world. When sin entered the world, suffering came with it. God could have protected us from these harmful effects by making us like puppets who couldn't choose to sin. But that would have meant being unable to choose to love Him, since love is by nature voluntary. Number 2, our own doing. Sometimes we get ourselves into trouble by our sinful choices. If the Lord rescued us from every negative consequence, we would never grow into mature believers. Number 3, a satanic attack. The devil's goal is to destroy our testimony, thereby making us weak and useless for His purpose, God's purpose. Number 4, God's sovereignty. Ultimately, the Lord has authority over all adversity that comes our way. To deny His involvement contradicts His power and His sovereignty over all creation. For us to accept that God allows affliction, we must see adversity from His perspective. Is your focus on your pain or on God and God's faithfulness? For us as believers, the Lord doesn't allow hardships unless He can use it for our benefit and for His good purposes, which is difficult to understand sometimes when you're going through a painful situation. But we have to look at Job. You know, the devil was roaming to and fro. And God called out to him and said, "What are you doing?" Roaming to and fro. And the devil said, "Have you considered my servant Job?" Knowing who Job was. And God said, "You can do anything, just don't take his life." God was pretty confident in the servant that Job was. Are you confident in your spiritual life and the relationship that you have with God? It's been a rough week. There's been a lot of things happening in my family. Some good, some bad. Had a great weekend with my sister. And just some little things. Like it's just some things that I have a big heart. I have a giving heart. And sometimes I just don't understand. And I have that conscience that I have the ability to see when people are hurting, when people are in need. And sometimes I don't understand when people don't recognize it. Or when people willingly hurt others. Or if you ask someone in the family for help in a situation and they don't have the time for you when you would drop everything to help them. But that's on them. That is totally on them. Sometimes I don't understand the situations that happen, and I have been praying because I just have to let God handle it. And I've told you guys before, I'm a now child. You know, I want the situation resolved, and we're finite, and God's infinite, and we have to trust that He's taking care of the situation, and how He's going to handle it is much better than we could handle it in our humanness. But sometimes it still hurts. It hurts the heart. And when you see somebody in pain and you can't do anything about it, as a human, you want to fix it. But you have to let God fix it. That trust in the Lord, faith in that He's going to take care of it. And it might not be how we think that it should be handled. And sometimes I just don't understand the world as it is right now. I always said God put me in the time of disposable diapers and, formula, microwaves, dishwashers, and washing machines, because He knew I couldn't have handled the days of pioneers. I wouldn't have survived. But sometimes things happen in my life and I don't understand, because I have too big of a heart, I guess. So I just have to pray and trust that He's working it out. And that's hard sometimes. You just have to have faith, But it doesn't make it any easier sometimes. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.